This video follows on from my first video on Irish sentence structure. And I want to start with a question. Do you know how to say, "Are you Seán?" It seems like a simple question, and it is a very important phrase and structure to Irish. But if you started with an muid, or any form of the verb tá, you'd be incorrect. In Irish, to make a structure like this, we need to use the copula, is. Now, we'll come back to "Are you Seán?" but I want to start with a bit of a simpler example, and one that I mentioned last video. If you want to say something like Fionn is a hero, we need to use is. That's because the information here, hero, the thing that we're saying about Fionn, is a noun. So we say, is léir Fionn. We'll be coming back to this point a few times, but basically, we have some subject, in this case Fionn, which is what we're talking about, what we're describing. And then we have the information, and the information is the news. What didn't we know before that we're letting the listener know now? Throughout this video, I'll put the information in purple and the subject in yellow, just as a little bit of a color coding. We came across this concept a little bit in the last video, where we used tá to link a subject to information. The key difference here is that the information is a noun, and when the information is a noun, we can't use tá to link the two. Is léir Fionn. Now, if we wanted to change what the information is, we can say something else. We can say is fearr Fionn. He's a man. We could say is fille Fionn. Fionn is a poet. Additionally, we could change the subject, so we could say it about someone else. We could say is fille Diarmuid. Diarmuid is a poet. Is fille fearr. The man is a poet. And you could even just say is fille. He is a poet. Is fille me. I am a poet. You see here that we're using the object forms of the pronouns, so him rather than he. That's just a quirk of how the copula works. You use those forms with it. Additionally, we use tu or who. Now, in the standard, it would be who here, so is fille who, you're a poet. But in Munster, it's reasonably common to use tu without lenition. So you just say is fearr tú, you're a man. Down here as well, you'll see that we have sinn and muid. Sinn is used in Munster, and muid is used everywhere outside of Munster. So in Connacht, in Ulster, you use muid. They mean the same thing. They both mean we. Neither of them is better. Sinn is older, if that matters to you, but they both mean we. So we can say is fille fearr, the man is a poet, or there's this option to add in this pronoun, which has become very common. This a doesn't really mean anything in the sentence. It's just how people talk. They say is fille fearr. And so the a here matches whatever the gender of this last noun is, or if you're talking about people, it'll match the gender of the person. If you're saying is fille niamh, niamh is a poet, because niamh is a woman, we use e. Or if you want to do a plural, you would say is fille iad na maná, the women are poets. So we can also change the first part of this. We can change it to be negative. We can say ní léir Fionn. We use these different forms depending on if it's in the present or the past conditional. Now, something that's kind of strange about the copula is that the past and conditional share a form, and there's no future. We'll talk about how you might do an equivalent future structure in a later episode, but for now, just know that the past and the conditional share a form, and you tell which one it is through context. So we can have some examples. An léir tú, are you a hero? Beléir he was a hero. Nach clíomh, isn't it a sword? Ní bean Fionn, Fionn isn't a woman. I think he's a thief. Ceapim gur gadaí I thought he was a thief. Ceapas gur gadaí And this is our first type. Our first formula is categorization. So this is putting something into a category. We're saying Fionn is a hero. He's in the category of hero. Or we're saying they are poets. They're in the category of poets. And the way you know that it's categorization is because the information we're giving isn't definite. We're not saying something like Finn is the hero. We're saying Finn is a hero. He's just in the category. So, based on what we've done so far, try and think if you can figure out how to say Cormac is a king. The word for king, by the way, is ri. Is ri e Cormac. Now, if we wanted to say Cormac is the king, we run into a problem, because this is a new structure. She Cormac an ri. The structure is a little bit different, and you'll see that we have this pronoun at the start. This pronoun, like the pronoun before, doesn't really convey any information on its own, but it's a part of the structure we use. In this structure, we tend to keep proper nouns, like people's names in this case, Cormac, towards the start. But either Cormac or an ri can be the information. We'll come back to this in a little bit. But in sentences like this, you can have either part be the subject or the information. And sometimes that's conveyed by the order, and sometimes that's conveyed by context and the stress. Like I mentioned, the proper noun tends to come at the start in this structure. So, to tell which is the information and which is the subject, we rely on context. So, she Cormac an ri, where we're saying that Cormac is the king, we're giving you information about Cormac, could also become she Cormac an ri. Cormac is the king. We're giving you information about who the king is. Now, if we take that, we can change the subject. We can say she Cormac an prionsa. We're talking about the prince this time, but we're saying again that it's Cormac. She lanav an prionsa. The child is the prince. You might be wondering, because I brought it up a little bit there, but what's the difference between she prionsa lanav and she lanav an prionsa? So I'm going to use these little illustrations to kind of explain that. For the first phrase, she prionsa lanav, we imagine there's two characters here. They walk into a room and they see this little child here. They're in a palace, so they're like, why is this child here? But one of them says to the other, she prionsa lanav. The child is the prince. We can see the child. We know there's a child there. But we're giving information about the child. The information is that he's the prince. That explains why he's there. She prionsa lanav. He's the prince. On the other hand, for she lanav an prionsa, we picture our two characters walk into a room and there's these three men dressed in fancy robes, and one of them doesn't know which one the prince is. So the one on the left points and he says, she lanav an prionsa. The child is the prince. And this tells us which one the prince is. So the information is that it's the child. This can take a while to really get used to, but it's useful to think about this idea of what is the new information? What are we learning? And in general, that information comes towards the start of the sentence. The important part is put at the start. This isn't a set in stone rule, but it is a trend, and it is common that you'll tend to have the important part at the start. So you can say she lanav an prionsa or she lanav. In this case, it's just he's the child. She lanav, she's the child. And you can see here, we're again using these object forms, but we're only using the third person ones. This structure I've been talking about only works for third person. We'll talk about what to do for first and second person in a little bit, but just so you know which ones are third person, it's he, she, and they, or in this case, e, and iad. So if you're looking to say something with me or you, we have to use the next structure. So that structure we're going to call distant identification, whenever you're identifying something in the third person. And it's identification rather than categorization because we're talking about a specific instance, right? We're saying She Cormac and Ri. Cormac is the king. He's a specific king. We're not saying he's a king. He's in the category of kings. We're identifying him as a specific king. She Cormac and Ri. So, based on that, how would we say they are the heroes? Shield na Leachriad. They are the heroes. But if we wanted to say we're the heroes, like I told you, we can't use that same structure. So what structure do we use? Shinne na Leachra. So here we put the pronoun towards the start, and then we put the information. So here we've got Shinne, we, and then na Leachra, the heroes. We could also have sibhse na Leachra. Ye are the heroes, y'all are the heroes, you plural. Smishin Leach, I'm the hero. Here, it's common to use the emphatic forms. So we see mise, tusa instead of me and tu. However, it is valid to use me and tu here. It just shifts the meaning a little bit. You're putting more emphasis on whatever the information is rather than on the pronoun. And of course, sometimes the pronoun here can be the information. If you're saying smishin lech, you're trying to identify that you alone are the hero, nobody else is. There's a good deal of complexity within speech though, so I'm going to leave it simply for now that we can use the emphatic forms here. So this structure we're going to call personal identification. When you're doing the first or second person, you can say smishin niuv, I'm niuv. Now I want to go back to something that I didn't properly talk about in my last video, which is answering questions. So if we look at a sentence that we might have seen last video, something like An bhfuil Fionn láidir, is Fionn strong? The answer you might have thought of is something like Tá sé láidir, he is strong. But in reality in Irish, the most common answer here would just be to say tá. You don't need to give additional information. You just give the bare minimum, which is the positive form of the verb. And that's because in Irish, we don't have a word for yes and no. You use a form of the verb that the question had. So in this case, the question had an bhfuil, so the answer is tá. An gluisean tú mé, do you hear me? The answer would be cluiseam, or if you don't, ní cluiseam. But then here's the question. How does that work with the Copula? If we have a question like An léach é Fionn, is Fionn the hero? You might think the answer would be something like is, but that's not true, because the Copula doesn't stand on its own. You never leave it by itself. So instead we use this word a, ie, a, which stands in for the category. So if we're saying An léach é Fionn, is he a hero? Then we say se. And here the a is basically standing in for léach. It's saying he is a hero, se. You'll notice as well throughout this video, the S becomes slender before a lot of the pronouns, right? So before a, instead of it being ise, it's she, ishe. Before e, it's she. Before iad, shiad. And before a becomes sha. If you watched my video about Irish spelling, you might be confused about the word is. It's spelled is, but I'm pronouncing it with a broad S. This is an irregularity in Irish spelling, and you'll see in some older documents it's spelled as, but that's not at all common these days. So it's spelled as is, but in most situations, except for when it's before certain pronouns, it's pronounced is. On the other hand, if we wanted to say Fionn is not a hero, we would say niha. So here's some of those forms. We have sha, niha, ana, and ana, which is the question form, is often, especially in the Kerry dialect and some other ones, you also get aba and umba. You don't necessarily see these ones written as much, but you will hear them in speech. And then you have Nach. Now, along with being able to stand in for specific indefinite noun, like for leach, you sometimes get these representing a whole sentence or phrase. So someone will kind of say their understanding of the situation, and then they'll finish off with na, ba, and that basically just means right. Is that correct? Or you'll hear people respond to someone else's statement with ba, like really, is that the case? So a can stand in for either just an indefinite word, or it can kind of stand in for the whole phrase. Now for a question of the identification type, which we talked a bit about, like ane Cormac an rí, is Cormac the king? Rather than using sha, the typical answer here is she. And that's because we're asking about definite concepts, right? We're asking about a specific thing, and a is supposed to stand in for a category, for an indefinite noun. So the answer is she. Now, I will say in speech, it's not uncommon to hear sha even as an answer to definite questions, but traditionally, you're supposed to use she. Or if the question was about a woman, it would be she. If it was plural, she'd, etc. Now, if the question is of the personal identification type, if it says an tusan rí, the answer is isme. So still, we can't have is on its own, and we don't use a because it's definite, because we're talking about a specific person and we're talking about a specific king. But we do use the non-emphatic form. So we're not saying ismishe because this has tusa, but we just say sme. So this last formula I'm talking about, this last structure, is fragments, little ways that we respond and make partial sentences and use the copula for these short phrases like sha. So these are the 4 formulas that I think are the most basic parts of the copula. There's a lot more, and I might get into them later in the series, but with these you can construct the most basic types of sentences you need, and I hope it gave you a good foundation towards looking at the copula and being able to use it. Something else important to know is that the word is itself can often be dropped. So we can see, for example, you have isleach Fionn, she Cormac an rí, smishe and sha. Now if we drop is, we can say leach Fionn, Cormac an rí, and mise. Now importantly, you can't drop is out of sha at the bottom here. You can't drop the is out of fragments. You can only drop it out of the other structures we've discussed. If you've made it all the way to the end, I want to say good job. This is one of the most difficult topics in Irish grammar, which I think is why it's avoided so much, but it really is fundamental to sentence structure and to building your own sentences. So it'll be easier from here, I promise. I'm going to give some exercises, and there will be answers in the description if you want to try them out for yourself. Let me know if you have any questions.